The judge presiding over Young Thug's trial is in a world of trouble. Now, the entire Judge Glanville situation started yesterday when Young Thug's attorney decided to speak up in court after learning about something really unethical and damn near illegal that took place behind Young Thug's back.
Supposedly said, I can hold you until the end of this trial. Ms. Hilton supposedly said, actually, all of the defendants and then all 26 people are disposed of. If that's true, what this is coercion, witness intimidation, ex parte communications that we have a constitutional right to be present for. So I understand that you're upset towards me, but I don't know what I did.
Mr. Steele, I still want to know, how did you come upon this information? Who told you?
They discovered that the judge and the prosecutors conspired to coerce a witness in a secret meeting in the judge's chamber to testify against Young Thug. Now, when this information was brought to light, the judge was more concerned with how Young Thug's attorney found out. And as we all probably already know by now, Young Thug's attorney refused to tell the judge how he found out this information. So the judge held him in contempt of court and sentenced him to 20 days in jail.
Take Mr. Steele into custody, please.
The world was stunned. Like, the judge was acting like he got caught doing something really wrong, and he was trying to do whatever he could to conceal the wrongdoing he did. But today we found out exactly why that judge has been trying to find out who ratted him out, has been doing everything he can to suppress that information. Oh, it's bad. We will find out in a motion filed by YSL Woody's lawyer exactly what took place in that meeting. Now, we will find out that Judge Glanville presented YSL Woody a printout of a perjury statute and a false statement statute of the state of Georgia during the ex parte meeting. Now, upon information and belief, YSL Woody told the prosecutors that if he was called to testify, he would just simply lie on the stand. And this is where it gets tricky and bad, right? Now, in response to YSL Woody's statement that he would just lie, the prosecutor stated that she wouldn't prosecute him if he got on the stand and just lied. But here's where it gets a little bit more tricky. Now, YSL Woody told the prosecutors, yo, this murder that you guys is pinning on Thug and others, hey, when I get on this stand, I'm gonna say that I killed Donovan Thomas, aka YFN Nut. I'm gonna tell the world that I killed him. Upon him saying that now, all right, the prosecutor said that she would prosecute him for perjury if he testified that he killed Donovan Thomas. Do you understand how wild this is? Like, the judge is sitting there watching the prosecutor intimidate a witness and even told him that it's okay if he got on the stand and lie, they won't charge him for perjury, that's okay. But if he admits that he was actually the one who killed YFN Nut, you know, the murder they're charging a couple YSL members with, like Yak Gotti and others, and Thug is being charged as the leader of this. Oh, if he admits that he killed him, well, that could ruin your entire plan. So now you will charge him for perjury for that, but you won't charge him for lying on Young Thug. And the judge sat back and allowed this. They did all this shady dealing when YSL Woody's main lawyer was out of town and Ms. Bumpus was filling in for the main lawyer. Now, Ms. Bumpus is apparently the whistleblower. She's apparently the one who told everybody about this, which makes sense as to why she asked the judge to take herself from off the case, because she knows that she was going to be held in contempt as well. So to get ahead of it, she asked the judge to be taken off the case, which is why we got this really viral clip of YSL Woody telling her she's fired.
Okay, counsels, if I get you to take your seats and gather your thoughts, please. Okay, before we call in our jury, it has been brought to the court's attention that Mr. Copeland's counsel, Ms. Bumpus, would like to be released. Is that correct, madam? Yes, sir. Okay, all right. Sir, Mr. Copeland, is it your desire to release your counsel at this point in time?
She's fired.
She's fired? Okay.
Now, check this out. Yak Gotti is the person being charged with the murder of YFN Nut. So when his lawyer learned that somebody confessed to the murder in the judge's chamber and the judge is concealing that, oh, he was pissed off. So he filed a motion to recuse the judge from the case and claim he's just too biased and he has violated some severe conduct and he has to go. So he confronted the judge with this and asked the judge to recuse himself in court, as they talked about the motion and why the judge denied the motion to recuse himself from the case.
To read your motion. I've also had an opportunity to take a look at, because this issue comes up a fair bit, Baptiste versus the state. I'd invite you to take a look at that, and that's from our Court of Appeals, 229 Georgia Appeals 691. Basically, you can't file a motion to recuse for ruling that a trial judge makes, okay? And that's what you're doing in this particular situation. You're saying you don't like what I ruled upon. You're alleging some facts in an affidavit that support that decision. Because if that were the case, then no trial judge would be able to sit through a trial and give adverse rulings. So for the reasons set forth in Baptiste and other cases, I'm going to deny your motion to recuse on its face, okay?
Your Honor, may I just address what you said? I disagree with your characterization that I filed a motion as a result of any ruling.
No. Well, you did in your affidavit. I'm taking in your affidavit as face value, okay? All right?
Yes.
I'm not contesting where you got the information from, at least not yet.
Yes.
But I'm just saying that because it also encompasses that I made a ruling. And as a result of that, if I make a ruling and you don't like it, then every litigant will say, I want to recuse you, Judge Smith or Judge Glanville or Judge whoever, okay?
So he denies it and he wouldn't even grant a certificate of immediate review, meaning for it to go to an appellate court and have them review this, because if that takes place, the trial has to stop until the appellate court reviews it. So he won't even do that. He won't even take the power out of his hands and put it, at a higher court because he knows he's wrong, bruh. He knows he did some foul stuff. And he knows, bro, even if this case continues, bro, it's going to be reversed, bro. It's going to end in a mistrial either way.
So noted.
Are you denying at this point?
I'm still denying your motion, okay?
Would you grant a certificate of immediate review?
No, sir.
Because
no, sir.
If you grant that certificate, you're always talking about how the appellate court...
No, because if I grant the certificate, it stops the case, okay?
I don't agree with
And I'm not going to do that.
I don't believe it stops the case.
I'm not going to do that.
And then this power freak begins to threaten this lawyer as well. He begins to threaten him in the middle of court as the lawyer is confronting him about doing something unethical.
You can appeal it at the end of the case. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hey, I'll live by it.
But aren't you interested in removing the cloud that's hanging over the case right now, Your Honor? If you grant...
Sir, I'd be real careful about what you're pleading at this point in time, what you're stating to the court. As a matter of professional responsibility, remember, we haven't nugged out all of the issues involved in that affidavit. And I would be very careful if I were you.
If he would do this on national television in front of the entire world, imagine what he does behind the scenes. He's threatening a man for essentially asking him to follow procedures, bruh. If you're rejecting it, well, we need a certificate for immediate review so the appellate courts can decide on your misconduct. And he's denying everything and threatening him for keep on pushing, right? But we will learn today the higher courts are taking notice of this judge. You see, the judge sentenced Young Thug's attorney to 20 days in jail, right, to be served only on the weekends. Well, Young Thug attorney took it to the Supreme Court and applied for immediate bond after this judge told him he can't get bond at all. And the Supreme Court granted his immediate bond because they believe there's something of substance here regarding the misconduct of the judge. So that got reversed. But Judge Glanville just won't quit, because he's now calling back in the lawyer for YSL Woody, who is now off the case. He's calling her back in because he believes that she's the one who told Brian Steele and Young Thug's attorney the information that was discussed within his chambers. He brought her back and has scheduled a contempt hearing for her. So now he's about to sentence her to jail for telling Brian Steele the information.
I'm excused.
Not quite yet. Madam, as a result, I'm going to also have you appear on the 25th of June. I have filed an order to show cause, and I'm going to give you a copy of it. You can read it, acknowledge it, just that you received a copy of it, and we'll see you on the 25th of June at 9:30.
But according to Kodak Black's lawyer, who is like one of the most respected lawyers, I believe, in the country, all right, he says, yo, this spells very bad news for this judge, right? He says the appellate court is going to spank this judge so hard his earrings may fall out. So many errors in such a short time. This will be a recusal, a reversal of his contempt, a mistrial, and then this circus will start all over again. If Fannie is smart, she would offer some deals and chalk this up to inexperience and incompetence. Ego will prevent this from happening. Second prediction, this judge will have a resume out on the street on short notice. Not only do he see a mistrial happening and that judge being recused, he also sees the judge like being kicked off the stand, bro, like being kicked off from being a judge in that county. He believes that this is such gross negligence and misconduct that he don't see that judge like being seated any longer. This is really bad, like really, really, really bad. But speaking of some really bad things as well, click on this video somewhere on my screen to find out why this lady became the most hated woman in the world from just one TikTok video. Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.